Hello and a very warm welcome to you. I'm Hayley Palmer. It's so good to have you here with me on tonight's show, especially as we are joined by Love Island star Amy Day. And here is what happened when I caught up with her. Amy, it's great to have you on the show. How are you?
Oh, Hayley, I'm so good. Thank you. I'm so excited that you've had me on the show today.
Yeah, it's brilliant to have you here. And I wanted to get you on the show because I've seen you out. I saw you at the London Dungeons. I've seen you at & Juliet, the musical, which we both loved, didn't we?
Oh, I mean, I think that's my favourite show now. Is it yours?
Yeah, it blew me away because I wasn't sure what to expect. But if anyone out there hasn't seen this, it's an absolute must-see, isn't it?
You have to go and see it. And I also keep saying it's such a great show for people that might not necessarily be musical theatre lovers, because it's just so modern and it's got songs that everyone knows, so it's perfect.
Yeah. And how much are we loving theatres being back? Don't know about you, Amy, but I almost nearly sort of cry at the end because I'm like, oh my God, I'm so happy that everyone's having a good time, and not just the performers, but all the production. It's great, isn't it?
Hayley, I cry at every single show. I literally cry at every single show because I just think this is live theatre and finally we're back again. And most of them have been doing like little speeches at the end of the show, just basically touching on the fact of how badly we were affected as performers. So it's just really emotional.
Yeah, no, it's great to be back. And we are going to go into your first song choice. I mean, what a song, Amy, to kick off the show all night long. Lionel Richie, absolute timeless classic. Why this song?
I would say this is my number one favourite song. Like, this is my go-to. So if someone's like, Amy, quickly, off the top of your head, favourite song, this is it. And it just gets everyone in a good mood and everyone knows it, so...
Yes, well, we want everyone on their feet at home, boogieing along, singing full blast of this one. Here we go, Lionel Richie, all night long. And Amy and I will see you after. Now, Amy, obviously we all know and love you from Love Island, which we will be talking about in a couple of minutes' time, but I didn't know that you could act, sing and dance to such an incredible level. I've seen it on Instagram. How did this all start for you? Give us the journey.
Thank you so much. So I come from a family of performers, and so I've basically been surrounded by it from such a young age. I remember going to my first show. Apparently I was 6 months when I went to see my very first show, and I just sat the whole way through, didn't cry. And I guess that just kind of gave me the confidence to go for it as a career. So I went to Guildford College and did musical theatre. Obviously did loads of stage coaches as a kid.
Me too. I used to teach at Stagecoach.
Did you? I can see that,
the
Hayley.
Dancing, not the singing.
No, I can see that. Just the way you present yourself, like you look like a performer. And I feel like loads of presenters have, presenters, techs, they all train in that kind of area as well. So we're all performers, really, Hayley.
Yeah, we love it.
But yeah, so and then went to the London School of Musical Theatre and then started working professionally. So.
Yeah, no, just brilliant. And so what would be the dream job? I mean, what's that one that you go, that's the one I want to be in?
So West End, obviously, I think any performer's dream is West End, but also TV, a TV show like Hollyoaks, EastEnders, a serious TV drama, or Hollywood. Any of them, really.
Yeah, I mean, let's go big. Let's go Hollywood here. I like that.
Let's go the biggest.
Yes, love that. We're going to go into a clip of you singing No Good Deed from Wicked. And I saw this on Instagram and I was like, oh my goodness, how is this even possible? It is just incredible. And I love the musical Wicked, don't you?
Oh, I mean, it's a classic. It is an absolute classic. And I remember going to see this show when I was 10 and it first came onto the West End. And I was just blown away by the music mostly because it's just incredible. I mean, it's Stephen Schwartz. It's a genius. He's a genius.
He is a genius. Well, here it is. I want you all to watch this at home now. Here is Amy singing No Good Deed from Wicked, and it's just wonderful. Enjoy.
One question haunts and hurts. Too much to mention. Was I really seeking good or just seeking attention? Is that all good deeds are and looked at with an ice cold eye? If that's all good deeds are, then maybe that's the reason why. All helpful urges will will be circumvented. No good deed goes unpunished. Sure, I meant well, but look at what well men did. Alright, enough, so be it then. Let all Oz agree I'm wicked through and through, since I cannot succeed. Fiero saving you, I promise no good deed will I attempt to do again, ever again. No good deed will I do again.
Now, Amy, I want to talk about Love Island because I am Love Island's biggest fan. Every year I sit down and watch it with my Domino's pizza and I look at you girls and go, wow, incredible. But I want to know, how did it all come about? Did you audition for it and think, oh, I think I'm going to find the love of my life? Or, give us your story.
So I've actually wanted to do it for a couple of years now, but I put it off because either I was with a boyfriend at the time, or I was away because I've done quite a few cruise ships. So I've normally been away at the time that they would be doing all the interviews. So this year I was like, no, I'm going to do it. This is my year. And applied for it like everyone else does. You have to send in like a 1-minute video trying to cram in as much information as you can about yourself. And then you go through all the processes of, Zoom meetings, physical assessments and things like that. So yeah, I would say, so I applied end of January this year and then kind of found out for a definite, I'd say in May, June time.
Ah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
And when you find out, I bet you're just like, oh my goodness, like,
yeah.
Is this actually happening? Is this real?
I know, it really does feel like that. I remember getting a phone call. I was shopping with my friend and I got the phone call and I looked at him and I went, I've got it. But I think also, because you've waited so long, you kind of hope that you've got it, just because you've kind of met, you've met everyone now, you've met the producers, you've gone quite far. So you kind of feel a bit confident that you have got it.
Yeah. And what was the experience like in there? Because it's one thing us sort of sitting at home watching it, but like when you're actually there, do you just have to pinch yourself and go, like, am I actually in the villa? Like, is this happening to me?
So for me, and I know a couple of the others felt this way, it actually feels really normal. You're in there because you're just in a villa with a bunch of other, people like yourself. So you definitely forget. This whole thing about forgetting that there are cameras is so true. And you can't believe it until you're actually in that kind of environment. But I had to remind myself sometimes that I was on TV. Because I was kind of, again, it just feels really normal. Well, it did for me. So I just felt like I was,
That's nice though, because I don't think I'd be very good at like sleeping in the same room as everyone. And, I like my own knife and fork. I like all my home comforts, Amy. So it's quite, hard to kind of fit in, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think also, again, going back to the cruise ships, I've been in such similar situations that I actually really don't mind at all. I like people's company. So yeah, it kind of felt like the norm for me can you believe it sounds like the norm? But it really did feel like the norm. So I just had a great time.
Yeah. And we love watching you. And how was your experience in there? If you could change anything, what would be that one thing that you would change?
I think I would have recoupled with someone else and tried with other people rather than staying with the one. But no regrets, only kind of, what would have happened if I did this or this or this. So you just have to go along with what you did. And I did what I felt was right at the time. So I haven't got any regrets.
And it's nice because you girls, I know I've seen you out and about and you all stick together. And that's so nice that you've sort of formed really good friendships. And you obviously really did share a special summer together, didn't you?
Honestly, it was fantastic. And we still have a group chat that we're all a part of. You very much become a family. And this is also with sort of past Islanders as well. They've reached out for support. Because they know you're the only people that really know how you feel and how the situation is. So yeah, it's a family. It is.
Love that. And if there's one song that reminds you of Love Island this year, what would it be?
It has to be Higher Love.
Woo!
It has to be.
Tune.
It's a tune.
It's gotta be.
And when I think of Love Island, I think of this song because I'm a massive Love Island fan. I've watched it since day one. So Yeah, it's just Love Island vibes.
Loving that. Well, we're going to play that out on the show right now. Enjoy, and Amy and I will see you after this.
Think about it. There must be a higher love down in.
Welcome back to At Home with Hayley, the show my guests get to pick their favourite songs of all time. And it's just wonderful to have Amy Day from this year's Love Island as tonight's special guest. We'll be catching up with her some more after this.
However big, however small, let me be part of it all. Share your dreams with me. We may be right, we may be wrong, but I wanna bring you along to a world I see, to a world we close our eyes to see. We close our eyes to see. Every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make.
Now, Amy, we have got a quick fire question round for you. Are you ready?
I think so.
Okay, here we go. Dance floor classic song. What is that song you hear? You sat down, having a drink, you're like, I need to hit that dance floor immediately.
Push the Feeling On.
I've heard that for a while. Yes, like that. Favourite driving song? Is there something that needs to go on full blast driving down the motorway?
It's got to be Helpless from Hamilton, the musical.
Hamilton.
Has to be.
Oh, I love that musical. We could talk musical theatre all day, couldn't we?
Yeah, and I really do.
A Hamilton workout tune, or like an actual thing that you can do to Hamilton, apparently.
Hey, we need to research this. We need to research this and do a live video.
Yes, we need to immediately. Motivational song. What is that song? You're like, yes, bring it on.
Keep Your Head Up by Ben Howard. It's a classic. Everyone knows it, and I always put it on when I'm feeling a little bit low. So.
Oh, yes, loving the words on that. And what is the first song that you ever purchased?
So, do you remember in Woolworths, years and years ago?
Woolworths. I miss it.
I miss it every single day. I'm waiting for its comeback. But do you remember, you literally, when new songs came out, they were put on like a CD that literally had one or two songs on the CD, and they're about $1.99, $2.99. So
bargain.
Yeah, I would go and spend all my pocket money. Every time I went in there, there'd be a new one. And I remember buying, this was like my emo goth stage. I bought, My Chemical Romance Black Parade.
Loving it.
Such a good song.
Such a good song. And I remember Our Price as well. Do you remember when you used to go and like put the headphones on and listen to the song that you were maybe going to buy for 99p? They were good days, weren't they?
Why don't they do that anymore?
I don't know. Can we bring back Woolworths and Our Price? Like, please. To anyone watching. Also, what is your Uber song? When you've been out all night and you get in the Uber on the way home and you're like, you know what, put a bit of Smooth or Magic on. Is there a tune?
Heat Waves. Has to be Heat Waves.
Like it. Wow, you have successfully passed, Amy. We're now going to go into Black or White by MJ. What a tune.
Yeah.
Why this one?
Again, a classic. And it's just a feel-good song. It's like everyone from around the world come together. Doesn't matter who you are. We are all one, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, absolute tune. Here we go. Welcome back to At Home with Hayley. What a show it's been so far with lovely Amy Day from this year's Love Island as tonight's special guest. We'll be catching up with her for the last time after this.
Shine a light through an open door. Love a life I will divide. Turn away 'cause I need you more. Feel the heartbeat in my mind. It's the way I'm feeling, I just can't deny. But I've got to let it go. We found love in a hopeless place. We found love in a hopeless place. We found love in a hopeless place. We found love in a hopeless place.
Now, Amy, we've got some questions from some of our lovely viewers. Kate would like to know, if you weren't a performer, what would you be?
I love this question. I get so excited thinking about this. So I actually would have been a surgeon, and
What?
I think I'm a bit wasted not being a surgeon because I love it. Like, I love watching. I don't get grossed out about it. I remember in school we had like a chemistry lesson and we were dissecting, it was either like a lamb's heart or something, a frog. I can't remember what it was. But I was so interested. I was like sticking my fingers in the valves and all of this. I was like, this is so cool. And I just think it's so cool. I really, really do. And saving lives and doing complicated, surgeries. I think doctors are amazing.
Oh, yeah,
so,
no, absolutely
yeah.
incredible. Do you know what, Amy? I wasn't
Yeah.
expecting that answer. I don't know what I was expecting, but not that one. So I'm loving you right now. Also, Mark would like to know, what was the funniest thing that happened on Love Island? And I'd like to know that as well.
Oh, do you know what? There were actually a few funny things that never get aired, which is so annoying. I don't know why they don't get put on, but I think the funniest thing for me was filming the recouplings would take about 2 hours. It was like a long process just because they had to make sure they filmed everyone's reaction and they, heard you clearly when you were saying speeches and who you wanted to recouple with.
Yeah.
So there'd be like moments of silence. And then there were like loads of goats on the field right next to the villa. And you would just hear, so you'd be like, the boy I'd like to couple up with is... like as you're about to say it. So I just found it amazing. And then you'd hear a cameraman like crack open a can and it's just funny. It was so funny.
It's
and we
serious
all
times when you're doing that, isn't it? We can't
Well,
be
that's
having
the
that in the
thing.
background.
I know, and then you'd hear like someone else, giggle, and you'd just be like, "Oh God, this is so hard." Your mouth would be kind of like twitching because you're just like.
I love that. I've always wondered if people would just do it in one take, actually, because everyone seems so confident and very certain when they're saying it. So, it's interesting. It takes 2 hours.
I take my hat off because everyone, I always say, especially Faye, was just like, she's so good with words.
Yeah.
She like always hit the nail on the head and just got it perfect each time. So it wasn't like everyone had to do it 100 times. I think it was more just so making sure that everything was heard.
Yeah, of course. Loving that. Well, we're going to go into your next song. I'm very happy about this one. Say My Name, Destiny's Child. Oh yes. Why this one?
Destiny's Child was definitely one of my favourites growing up. I mean, need I say more? You know why I love them. You know why I picked this song. It's just one of the best.
It certainly is. Here it is, Destiny's Child, Say My Name, number 3 in 2000. Enjoy.
Say my name, say my name. If no one is around you, say, baby, I love you. If you ain't...
Now, we're going to go into your last song choice. No Money, No Problems. I know this is one of your favourites, Amy. Why this one?
I mean, again, it's a classic. Just like all my song choices today, they're very random, but I think they are all classics that everyone knows. And I dated a guy who was a massive B.I.G. fan. So the songs were like embedded in my mind, and I do love.
You will listen to this.
Yeah, exactly. Again, just one of my favourites. So. Yeah.
Yay! We're going to play it out on the show now. But we also want to talk about your podcast that you've been doing, because I saw a little bit the other day. It's about Strictly, isn't it? We love Strictly.
Yes. Oh, are you a Strictly fan as well?
Massive Strictly fan. I can't even go out because I love it so much.
Oh, that's commitment. That is
Right.
love and commitment.
100%.
So it's called Strictly Between Us. It's every Sunday at 6 p.m. So it's just before the eviction. So it's with friend Benji Potter, who is a TV and news journalist. And we just talk about all the goss. Favourite costumes, favourite dances, best chemistry, any of the goss or headlines that have been made that week, judges' comments. So yeah, it's just, having an old chinwag and people seem to love it. So it's been great. And we've had Nina.
We really
love
do.
a chinwag.
Who do you think is going to win? Who's your prediction?
Oh, I think it's going to be Rose and Gio.
Oh, they're lovely.
Or AJ and Kai.
This is true. Or
Yeah.
Nadia and the newsreader. Can't remember his name.
Oh yes, Dan Walker.
You know what I mean?
Dan Walker has
Dan
done
Walker.
so well. So actually, we were saying that
Yes.
we touched on that last time. He wasn't one of our favourites, but last week he blew me out of the water. I thought he did a fantastic job. So yeah,
Yeah, it could be them as well, couldn't it? I got interviewed on a Strictly Type podcast, and I said that from day one. So I thought I better go with it now. Still,
Yes.
keep it,
Yeah.
in line. So yes, very
Definitely.
excited. We love a bit of Strictly,
Aw.
and we want to thank you so much, Amy, for coming on the show and having a good old chinwag with us.
Oh, I could talk to you all day, Hayley. You know this.
We could literally be talking about musical theatre for the next 4 hours, couldn't we?
I would not stop. Don't get me started.
Well, thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure, and we've loved your music choices. Just fabulous. But thank you so much, Amy.
Thanks, Hayley.
Yay! It's Amy Day, everyone.
Bye.
Oh, huge thank you, Amy Day from Love Island, for being such a wonderful guest on tonight's show. And thank you to you at home for supporting the show. It really is very much appreciated. Thank you. Now, I will see you same time, same place next week. We're going to leave you with Amy's last song choice, No Money, No Problems. And I will see you then.
Now, who's hot, who not? Tell me who rock, who sell out in the store?